Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Who this is a Jay-Z update. Y'all know that Jay-Z is not backing down. Anytime somebody comes out and say anything like pro or con, his attorneys are on it. Let's hop right on to this letter that he has filed today. So it states to the Honorable Judge Torres. We write to the court on behalf of our client, Sean Carter, on a matter of extraordinary and grave importance for the integrity of the proceedings in the above captioned case. Today, at 7:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, NBC News reported on an interview that its reporters conducted with an anonymous plaintiff in this case. And we'll watch that in just a second. The interview outs plaintiff's allegations for what they are: a sham. Basic facts in her narrative: the who, what, when, and where are wrong. She claims her father picked her up after the assault. Her own father denies that ever happened. She claims she spoke with Benji Madden at the party that night, but he was on tour in Midwest at the time, forcing her to admit, I have made some mistakes. I may have made a mistake in identifying. She claims the assault took place at an after party at Mr. Combs' home, but photos that night show Mr. Combs and Mr. Carter at Lotus nightclub for the after party. When pressed, the plaintiff admitted she was guessing about the details, including the time it took to reach the venue. She admits she has no single corroborating witness over the last 24 hours. I'm sorry, the last 24 years. These stunning revelations makes clear that the complaint filed by the plaintiff's attorney Buzbee, therefore had no factual basis whatsoever. Even Mr. Buzbee is walking back the complaint he put his name to, excusing the glaring inconsistencies by pointing the finger at the case being referred by another firm who allegedly vetted the story before sending to them. The heinous allegations against Mr. Carter are patently false. The complaint filed by plaintiff's attorney, Anthony Buzbee, therefore had no factual basis whatsoever. The heinous allegations against Mr. Carter are patently false. In light of those developments, it is now clear that Mr. Buzbee signed the complaints and other filings in this case in violation of Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11. Under that rule, an attorney who signs a document assumes an affirmative duty to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the facts and the law before filing. That is true. Anytime I draft a document and I forward it to the attorneys in order for them to review and ensure everything is correct. Okay. And then going back up to another firm, and that could very well be. Y'all have to understand that it's not the attorney that is sitting down drafting these complaints. They have paralegals, they have assistants, and they even have other associate attorneys that work on these things. So Anthony is not sitting there behind the computer drafting these complaints. The second thing I do want to say, and I'm not defending him in any way, I'm just telling y'all the process. As far as another firm vetting this, that could also be an issue, because if another firm is whoever the intake person is that took down the call and then forwarded to the Buzbee firm, they should have ensured whoever worked on it, whether it was the legal assistant, the paralegal, the associate attorney, they should have made sure that the story was correct. That means that you give the client, so even if it was transferred from another firm, you still call the client and you confirm their story. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to find additional information, or you're going to find that some information was not correct. I'm just saying. So y'all know I'm for Buzbee, but I'm like, these little mistakes right here can cost everything. Let's see. Da, 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 da. The attorney's signature denotes merit in the filing and sends a message to the district court that this document is to be taken seriously. And this was in Business Guides Inc. versus Chromatic Comics Enters Inc. They also cited the New Alliance Party versus the FBI, where it states that plaintiffs may not file a complaint in this court without having made a reasonable investigation of the facts. In addition, attorneys who learn after filing a complaint that the factual assertions are false must immediately withdraw the claims. And they cited City of Yonkers versus Otis Elevator Company, where in that suit they stated that a lawyer shall not bring or defend a proceeding or assert or controvert an issue therein unless there is a basis in law and fact for doing so that is not frivolous. They also cited Pharma Connect LLC versus Mission Pharmaceutical Company. In that particular ruling, they stated that imposing Rule 11 sanctions for amended complaint that repeated allegations that lack evidentiary support. So that means that if you are constantly filing these petitions, amended petitions, but you're not providing any evidence or support for that, then or for those allegations, then you should be scheduled to not scheduled, but you should be subject to sanctions where the attorneys will be fined. And no attorney wants that. Given today's revelations, Mr. Buzbee almost certainly failed to undertake a reasonable inquiry into the facts before filing the complaint. He should never have brought this claim. Fox versus Boucher stated that affirming sanctions ordered where plaintiff complaint was entirely frivolous and was made part of a conscious effort to harass the defendant. I'm pretty sure that they're going to ask for sanctions. If a motion for sanctions has not been filed, it's coming. At minimum, he should withdraw them now. Allowing these claims to remain pending even a moment longer not only harms Mr. Carter, his family, his businesses, his employees, and his legacy, it also impairs the integrity of the judicial system, thwarts the pursuit of justice, and silence the violence of true victims. Furthermore, it appears that Mr. Buzbee has attempted to circumvent the authority of this court to enforce Rule 11 and associate obligations by declining to seek admission to this court before signing pleadings and other documents. Mr. Buzbee is not oh my y'all didn't file the ProHack Vice application. I know y'all lying. Mr. Busby is not licensed to practice law in this court, and he has not sought, let alone obtain, admission for Pro Hoc Vice. Yet, in nearly 8 weeks since he initiated this proceeding, Mr. Busby have filed a complaint in this matter that has signed solely by him using, yep, I seen it for myself. Signed the amended complaint alongside other counsel that added Mr. Carter as a defendant, and noticed a motion for the plaintiff to proceed anonymously, accompanied by a supporting brief and a declaration, once again signed only by him. Most recently, on December 10th, 2024, Mr. Busby filed a letter which he also signed alone. That right there. You know what? I didn't even see a Pro Hoc Vice application. Um, huh. I'm just thinking because this is crazy. Who 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 is the legal assistant, or paralegal, or associate attorney on this case? Huh. Mr. Busby's failure to obtain admission to the bar of this court is transparent attempt to circumvent the basic requirements of Rule 11 and the rules of professional conduct. Admission subjects an attorney to a jurisdiction of the court and to sanctions for signing pleadings that are not grounded in fact and the law. That's correct. Mr. Busby thus appears to have strategically declined to seek admission in order to avoid sanctions for a complaint that he knew had no factual basis. Given these facts, Mr. Carter intends to file immediately a motion to strike the First Amendment complaint under Rules 11, C2, and 12F. He respectfully requests that the court shorten the filing deadline for the motion from 21 days to 1 day from the date of service in light of today's stunning public disclosures and severe ongoing harm to Mr. Carter's reputation. So we are going to see what is going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to keep an eye out on this one. So let's hop on into the anonymous interview with the plaintiff in this case. Give me a second. Let's go here. All right. Hopefully it will work. All right. So here we go.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of gold is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism,
All right, so I'm gonna leave it there because I know it's probably skipping, but y'all go check out NBC News. The title is Jay-Z. R word accuser comes forward to NBC News, acknowledges inconsistency in her allegations. As you all heard right then and there, this individual. It appears what she was about to say is she suffers from autism. She's autistic, and she noticed that there was inconsistencies in her allegations. So this is just every time I be rooting for Tony, he does something that kind of just, oh my gosh, and it's not a good look. Anytime you are considering practicing in another jurisdiction that you are not licensed in, you especially another state, you have to get a pro hoc vice. You have to fill out that application. You have to pay the fees, and it's up to the court or not whether or not you can be admitted to practice under a licensed attorney for that state. So that's already strike one. And then strike two, you putting out all these allegations, and there's people coming forth saying that there's no factual basis to it, or there's inconsistencies. This is not a good look, and I hate to say this, but the way that Jay-Z is fighting back and this attorney, they're not playing no games, and they're going to find an out to this. So Tony Buzbee, you better get on your P's and Q's. You better have a office meeting with your paralegals, your legal assistants, the legal receptionist, the intake department, and associate attorneys. Y'all need to get on one accord, because right now Jay-Z and his attorney has the upper hand. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, you all be blessed, and I'm out. Bye.